Good evening, everyone present here for the live webinar organized by MSSI National Youth Wing to celebrate the India MS Day 2024. Today's webinar is going to be a remarkable one to all the persons living with multiple sclerosis and their caregivers, as we will be having an informative and interesting talk on empowering youth by Mr. Shankar Subramaniam. Also, we will be sharing the audience with the motivating videos of India MS persons. I am really excited to hear from all of them along with you all. After all the talks, we have a sweet surprise for the participants present here. Yes, it's the lucky draw for the participants to appreciate their presence for this webinar. Without any further delay, let us get into the session. Let me hand over the session to National Youth Wing Coordinator, Mr. Sankit. Sankit, take over the session.
Yeah, hi, thanks Gopi. Good afternoon to you all. On the occasion of the India MS Day, I, Sankit Mistry, the MSSI's National Joint Treasurer, India MS Day Rep, and the coordinator of the National Youth Wing, I welcome you all for this webinar on the topic Empowering the Youth. Now, before we start the webinar, let me once again brief you a bit on our National Youth Wing of MSSI. Now, the Youth Wing has been formed for young persons with MS whose age is below 40 years and who would like to contribute towards the MS cause by working on national projects. Now, the national projects are broadly classified under three categories. One, awareness and advocacy. The second being rehabilitation and livelihood. And third being the fundraising. So if you guys have the passion to work for the benefit of other persons with MS, basically our co-MS friends, please approach your chapter heads and join our National Youth Wing. Now, at this point, I would say that it's a proud moment for the National Youth Wing that the task of inclusion of MS in health insurance under the advocacy project, which was started by Jaya Matthew and Ram Kumar some 3 years back, is now the theme of this year's India MS Day, which is 2024, that is #InsureMyMS. Now, there are various advocacy-related topics to fight for, and we urge the youth to come forward and fight for your rights. Remember one thing, एक माँ भी बच्चे को दूध तभी पिलाती है जब वो रोता है, जिसका कहने का मतलब यह है कि बिना रोए बच्चे को भी दूध माँ पिलाती नहीं है. So if you want your right, you have to fight for it. And National Youth Wing will provide you that platform where you will fight for your rights. On that note, I hand over to Gopi for the further action. Over to you, Gopi, again.
Thank you, Sankit, for giving a brief intro. Now let me invite our National Youth Wing member, Payal Amarnath, to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Shankar Subramaniam. Over to you, Payal.
Thank you. Honored guest, esteemed members of the MS Society of India, and young warriors battling MS, it is with great pleasure and honor that I introduce to you our esteemed guest speaker, Shankar Sir. With over 3 decades of invaluable experience in the service industry and corporate training, Shankar Sir stands as the founder and principal consultant of 9 Dots, a beacon of wisdom and guidance in navigating the complexities of the business world. Beyond his remarkable professional journey, Shankar Sir has dedicated himself to serving as a guiding light on numerous advisory committees for various organizations and NGOs, lending his expertise to resolve intricate business challenges. His educational expertise is equally impressive, boasting certifications as an instructor in De Bono's 6 Thinking Hats and Lateral Thinking, a diploma in hospitality management, and accreditation as a certified professional behavioral analyst for DISC, among other notable achievements. A true visionary, Shankar Sir has cultivated innovative programs aimed at fostering creativity and innovation across diverse sectors. As a certified trainer in mind mapping and an advocate for inspiring leadership through emotional intelligence, he embodies the principles of progressive thinking and holistic leadership. Notably, Shankar sir's influence extends beyond the corporate world, as he has been the face of MS Society of India on both national and international platforms for many years. His commitment to advocacy and support is further exemplified by his role as the head of Raghams India, the Rotary Action Group Against MS, is an evidence of his dedication to MS community. Above all, Shankar sir is respected as a great teacher, motivator, and an exceptional speaker whose unwavering passion and expertise have left a lasting mark on countless lives. Today, we are privileged to have him grace us with his presence and share his invaluable insights with our community. We all have heard the saying that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. This rings true for Shankar sir as well. When Shankar sir isn't making waves in the corporate world, he is capturing the world's beauty through his lens as a renowned photographer, showcasing the art of balancing work and passion. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Shankar sir. Sir, over to you.
Thank you so much, Payal. That was a very generous introduction, and I'm feeling very honored to be here with all of you today. And for me, I think all the MS people are an inspiration to me, and I derive inspiration from the spirit of the MS warriors. Every MS warrior here is dealing with adversity, and the way you deal with it, the way you conquer the challenges that face you with a smile always motivates me and inspiring me. And each one of you are an inspiration to me, actually. So I am actually motivated by every one of you here whenever I see and hear what you have done and accomplished. Having said that, I have some thoughts which I put together, and I would like to share them with you. I hope you find them useful and you will be able to apply them. There may be some of this information which may be already known to you, but it's a good way to remind ourselves of things that we already know ourselves, because knowledge is something that we already have, and a lot of knowledge we do have. But the biggest challenge is not about having knowledge or gaining knowledge. It is about taking that knowledge and putting them into action. And that's where we have a challenge. So every time you are part of such discussions, such meets, it's a good idea to remind ourselves either of the knowledge that we already have or new knowledge that you will gain. But more importantly is to find a way to put this knowledge into action. So let me take a moment to share my slides. So I will take the next 20 minutes, and maybe Sanket, can I have 5 minutes for any question and answers that I come across? Is that all right with you?
Sure. No issues.
Okay, great. So I would like to start the presentation with a prayer which says, Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Badrani Pashyantu, Ma Kashchit Dukhabag Bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I came across this prayer, and it is such a meaningful prayer. It means that may all be happy. And it is in our hands to, have micro moments of happiness, even though we might all have some challenges and concerns that we have. And there are no people on this earth who don't have troubles. Each of us have troubles in our own way, but we can strive to be happy. And the important issue is that we all make a sincere effort and strive to be happy at any given point of time. And many times it is possible that we can use our mind to be happy and convert moments of concerns to moments of ecstasy. May none fall ill. Let us ensure that we strive for good health. And when I say none fall ill, it means that everybody should be healthy. I'm saying that not some people should be healthy, some people No, everybody should be healthy. Everybody around us, whether it is a plant, whether it's an animal, whether it is a human being, whether it is a caregiver, whether it is a parent, a child, because when everybody is having good health, then only we can be happy, right? So let us pray that everybody has good health, and maybe see auspiciousness everywhere. And when I say auspiciousness, which means that we see the positive, we see prosperity, we see hope in every moment of our lives. And when we look at the world with a lot of positivity, we attract a lot of positivity into our lives. And if we make a conscious effort, it's called the law of attraction. We make a constant effort that we overcome negative thoughts and we encourage and imbibe positive thoughts so that we can remain positive. May none feel sorrow. That means let everybody have good physical and emotional health. It's very important. Many times we talk about physical health and we ignore emotional health. Both physical health and emotional health is equally important. And let there be peace, let there be happiness in all of us. With this prayer, I'd like to start this particular session. I was just listening to a gentleman by name Sri Gaur Gopal Das, and he was talking to me. He was talking in the seminar about life being like a jalebi. I was very curious to find out why life is like a jalebi. It's like our intention, the jalebi, we want to make it round, nice concentric circles, nice neat circles. But when you start, actually, if those of you actually tried making a jalebi, it never comes out the way you want it to come out, right? It always comes out in its own way. The jalebi goes all teda meda, it goes all, haywire. And end of the day, the jalebi is dunked in sweetness, presented in a beautiful way, and people love to eat it. That's what life is all about. Life is all about, making the best of all the teda meda things that come in our way. Because life doesn't, in all our lives, maybe, you may be thinking that I may be having a very great life. Somebody else, who looks, so everybody has, their own concerns. They have different concerns, different challenges that each one of us are dealing with in our own lives, right? It could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be financial, it could be spiritual, it could be professional. And if you look around, there isn't anybody who has any concerns and challenges. But how we manage those challenges, how we deal with those adversities, how we deal with what life takes us, while we want, intention is like this, but it never goes in that direction, right? So I don't want to stay and crib about, why the jalebi did not come in perfect circles. That is not my question. My question is how to make this jalebi sweet, how to make my life sweet. And that's what we want to focus on in this discussion also, how to make our life sweeter, right? So I would like to, take on an example of a superlative person that I have met. I would say that she is a superwoman, and her name is Swarnalata. And she was diagnosed with MS many, many years ago as a very young person. And you can see that, she was able to stand and walk initially. And then, she went on to a travelator, and now she is wheelchair bound. There's been a lot of progress in her mobility issues. But what is very important is she didn't allow this to hamper or dampen her spirits. Let us quickly see what she has achieved, in spite of all these things. You see, she is a motivational speaker. She is a singer. She's a photographer. She is a short story writer, beauty pageant winner, social entrepreneur. She's all this. And let us see what she has accomplished so far in her many years of dealing with her own health, dealing with her own adversity, dealing with her own challenges of MS affecting her. She and her husband, Dr. Guru Prasad, they started Swarga Foundation in 2014. So they're completing 10 years this year. In fact, today she is actually giving a motivational talk in Thrissur in a huge Rotary conference, which has more than 2,000 people attending the program. And this is, the motto of her NGO, which says "Life finds a way." And they work in the area of accessibility, advocacy, counseling, rehabilitation, parasports, right? And she has actually, started this Max Sarathi vehicle. This is a travel solution for persons with disabilities and senior citizens, and operating in Coimbatore. And she has traveled close to 15 states with 1 lakh plus kilometers in this vehicle. And they have started something called Sugamaya, an initiative for access in public areas. And so far, 24 police establishments, 10 government schools have had the benefit of ramps, toilets, wheelchairs, and basically making it more disabled friendly. So almost 9 crore passengers were benefited at the railway station, where she was instrumental in a railway station that was built in 1862. In 2018, installed in elevators, built wheelchair-friendly toilets, initiatives by Swarna and her team. And around 1 crore audience, she's been talking about disability and inclusion. And she's been a sought after speaker. And I've heard her, and she's a really person who can move the audience. She has more than 50,000 supporters. Every year she comes out with a calendar focusing on successful people who have excelled in sports and other areas, and achievers who were people with disabilities. And there's this initiative, rehab clinic called Saukya. There's Twinkle in a Wrinkle for elderly people. There's Lakshya. And she's been recently awarded the Sarvashrestha Divyangan Award by the President in 2023. And she received more than 40 plus awards and recognitions. So let us all give her a big round of applause. I'm sure if she was there, she would have enjoyed this particular, presentation which she sent across to me. And I said, I want permission to present on your behalf. And she was very kind enough to send all these details across to me. So what does it show is that a person with MS, one person could, achieve all this. So what does it mean? It means that each one of you here, I see 101 participants here, right? Which is fantastic. Congratulations, Sanket and team, that you got more than 100 people. But we should have had 300 people, 400 people at this point of time. We should reach out to them, spread awareness, and get more people on board. But imagine each one of you, just think about it. Each one of you are able to do what Swarna is able to do, which you can, I think so. If you all put your ideas together and efforts together, imagine the effort, imagine the benefits that we could all get for the MS community. So this is just an example to show what one person can achieve, right? And what is very important here is how you deal with adversity and build resilience, right? Now, resilience is the key to all this, because sometimes what happens, the whole aspect of MS really pulls you down. It may be MS, it could be old age, it could be, diabetes, it could be, pneumonia, anything. I'm not just talking about MS. It could be anything that affects us. It has a tendency to pull us down. Now, when something is pulling you down, how do you rise up from that? How do you deal with that adversity? And that is the spirit that we need to have in order for us to thrive and build that spirit into us. How do we build that spirit? That's the question, right? She's been covered in so many media, so many articles, this is what her tagline is: I'm not special, I am limited edition. See the spirit of Swarna. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about, the emotions that are involved when we are dealt with something. Many young people are diagnosed very they may have been diagnosed recently, and suddenly, it's a blow, and it's a huge blow that comes to you, and somebody says that, hey, you've been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. First of all, you don't know what multiple sclerosis is. First of all, you can't even spell what sclerosis is. It's a difficult thing to spell. Half the people can't even spell sclerosis. And then you try to look up Google, and you talk to people and talk to doctors and so many other people. And the more you talk, the more you Google, the more scary it becomes, right? And that's when you see, if you see the slide here, it's that time that you actually are in shock, in surprise of what has happened to you. And then we get into the next phase, which is actually the denial. This is not happening to me. No, this is not happening to me. All right. We don't want it. It's just, it's a wrong diagnosis, or maybe, it's just a dream, or maybe, is it really true? It's something that we are getting into denial. And then we get into kind of a frustration, right? That, I can't do anything about this, and I'm so frustrated. And then we get into this depression of feeling defeated, depleted, and no way out. Now, lots of people, they don't recover from here. And, you need to reach out for help. You need to reach out for support. It's first of all, it's all right to go through these stages, right? But what is important is to move from this phase to the next phase, which is experiment, which is starting to embrace a new situation, testing for some, solutions, trying to see what can we do, what kind of treatment we can have, what kind of physiotherapy we can have, what kind of counseling we can go to, how we can slowly get into and test this out and make those small little progresses and see how we can go to the next phase. And seeing that, you've done something to yourself and you've seen some results, you get a little more confident, and then you take the decision, seeing evidence that the new situation suits them, and you feel more positive, right? And then you get into a renewed feeling and confidence and happy to continue with this new situation. You get into the acceptance, right? So very important is to, recognize these stages where you are, right? You should be able to, know where you are in this particular situation. And you should know what to do to get out and move to the next situation where you're moving into a productive and emotional state, okay? Because the war has to be won with the head first, right? The body will come next. You have to win the war with your head. Please remember this and keep saying this to yourself. You have to win the war in your head first. That's important, right? So like I said, we have to talk about acceptance. This has happened to me. All right. A few years ago, I had a huge challenge with my lower back. I couldn't even stand for more than 5 minutes. I was hugely challenged. I was a very active person. As you can see, I was into photography, I went to this, and a volunteer for multiple sclerosis, and there's so many things I was handling. And suddenly I had this huge thing where there was a compression on my spine, and that was causing sciatica. And I couldn't do half the things. I love to dance, I couldn't dance. I couldn't, go out on long walks. I couldn't do a whole lot of things. It affected my mobility a lot. And I said, this is not happening to me, and stuff like that. But then I looked at what exactly is happening, and I got into this thing. I said, okay, what I need to do is, I understand this has happened to me, but now I need to educate myself. I need to see. So I spoke to physiotherapists, I spoke to yoga experts, I spoke to so many people. I tried different things. Some things worked, something did not work, but I did not give up. I said, let me try another thing. So today, I'm not that I'm 100% right, but I am able to, again, do a lot of things that I did not do 3-4 years ago, because of the fact that I made an effort to educate myself and work towards making sure and not let the situation defeat me. So similarly, it's important for you to find the right information. There's a lot of false information that is floating around, and you need to know to be able to sort through this information. If you do too much of research, you will also tend to get demotivated. So you have to, get the right amount of information and the right information. Those both are important. Right amount of information and the right information. So, and we need to educate ourselves so that we are on the track. We are able to, win over the present circumstances. And I've seen a lot of people doing that. I've seen a lot of people getting back on their feet. I've seen a lot of people who could not get up from their wheelchair able to actually walk, right? So the whole idea is that we need to find that the information and educate ourselves and be able to rise up from that situation. So we also need to seek support and professional help. You have Youth MS Wing is here. Grow it. Each one of you try to talk to each other and communicate with each other and support each other. And don't hesitate to, reach out to professional help. I'm sure the Multiple Sclerosis Society will be able to point you in a direction where there are mental health, seasoned mental health professionals and doctors and, specialists who are dealing with MS. So you need to reach out for professional help, and they will be able to give you solutions that you can apply and see results for yourself. We need to be flexible, like this boat, right? There's a rudder there, and, basically when you change the rudder, you should be able to change the boat from left to right or go in whichever particular direction. But the same way, you can't be rigid, I will do things this way only. We need to adjust our lifestyle. We need to adjust ourselves. The more flexible you are, the more easy for you to navigate through difficult challenges. Like the boat is going, there's a stone in front of the boat. What do? You don't go and hit the stone, right? You navigate around the stone. That's how we go around with life. You try to be flexible and develop problem-solving skills. Try to be innovative. See how we can, innovatively think out of the box, whether it is mobility, whether it is, so don't try to find excuses for not doing something. You find an excuse to do something. That is an important aspect. Things that you love to do. If you like to read, if you like to go out, if you like to meet people, talk to people, if you like to, engage in a hobby, right? So you try to do things that you can do, right? Next is important that we focus on physical health and both emotional health. Now, physical health, I know a lot of times that we conduct these various camps and we have specialists coming, yoga therapists coming, and they're talking about yoga, and you can do it, things which you can do on your wheelchair, things you can do sleeping, things you can do, lots of things that you do. But however, whenever I ask people, they say, no, sir, it's not, a little difficult, somehow I don't get the mood, you find a lot of excuses for not really exercising yourself. So every time you need to see that, okay, what you can do, you should do. I know there is fatigue. I know there's a lot of things that is not supporting you, but you need to push yourself. Because it is a closed cycle. You don't exercise, you don't do that, your muscles become weak. Your muscles become weak, then you have fatigue. So you need to reverse that cycle. You exercise, your muscles become strong, then you feel a little more confident to continuing with exercise. You need to reverse that into a positive cycle rather than get into a negative cycle. And as far as emotional health is concerned, very important that we stay positive, stay in the right spirit. We need to practice mindfulness. And I'm sure Mamta here has done a lot of work in Hyderabad, and she can help you a lot about various techniques of mindfulness that we can do. What is mindfulness? Our mind either goes to the past or goes to the future. Very often goes to the future. Thinks of all kinds of, visualizes all kinds of negative things. And every time you visualize all these things, you get into a lot of negative hormones and cortisols and epinephrine, neoepinephrine, all these gets pumped into the bloodstream, right? And it only causes more havoc into the system. It only aggravates the system. Instead of that, you need to say that, how can I make my present beautiful? How can I enjoy my present? As I look at the world, what is the beauty that I can see in this world right now? What can I enjoy? What is that I can be grateful to? We all should be grateful that we are here today and enjoying that we are alive, first of all. We should be grateful for that. At this moment, you and I, both of us are alive. I do not know about tomorrow. I can't say anything about tomorrow, but am I grateful? Yes, I'm very grateful that I'm alive right now talking to all of you. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity that you've invited me and I'm with you today. I think we can develop this gratitude with us, and it creates a lot of positivity in us. And there are lots of techniques. I think we can have a separate session for that as well, where we can see how we can be at a constant positive emotional state. And we need to, it's because, like I mentioned to you, the circumstances will pull you down. From time to time, they'll pull you down. They'll make you feel hopeless. They'll make you feel that things are bad. And you always say, why it's happening to me? Why this is all happening to me? These are all circumstances we need to understand. Yeah, let us understand it, but let us not remain there. My question is that we need to develop coping systems. We need to find ways to cope with these challenges, right? And we have to be able to set realistic goals. Like Swarna, we have said, I'm sure she set realistic goals. This is what I want to achieve this year. Every year she sets and makes these goals. This is what I want to do. And a lot of our work, as we say, has come from community service. When you are actually doing something, there's a sense of purpose. Whenever there is a sense of purpose, there's always that spirit which gets kindled. You get suddenly energy from some source. You can't even understand what the source is, because the purpose, the sense of purpose, really makes you feel that you want to do something and make you get out of your bed, get out of your wheelchair. And that's the whole thing that we need to end. We should not be always self-pitying ourselves. We should also be saying that, what can we do in my limited time? What can I do, right? We should be able to say that, let me contribute in whatever way we can. The more you're able to actually work together, and especially things like advocacy and efforts that you are all putting in together, like Sanket was mentioning, you need to come together, put in more efforts. Don't find excuses to not participate. Find an excuse to participate and be part of the situation.
Your talk was really very inspiring and thought-provoking. Thank you so much. There were a lot of points that you said will definitely have an effect on all of us. To find a positive way to live, find positivity in everything. The right amount of information, and the right information was another thing that you said is very essential for us, because we tend to look for everything that is available online. We'll look for it, and then we will get depressed about it. So the right information is very important. And you said life is like the jalebi. That made us all very hungry, and we will remember that point a lot, that it's going to be teda meda, but it's going to be sweet. So thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring talk and your time, sir. I would request Gopi to please take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Payal. Now we will move on to the most interesting portion of this webinar. I would like to invite Sai Chand to present us with the most motivational videos from our India MS persons. So I think that will give you all a very nice mood that being MS person, we can do a lot of wonders, because as Shankar sir spoke to us, this is not a thing to regret. We have to first accept, yes, this has happened to me, and what next? With this, we can do a lot of wonders. The same thing happened with the MS persons, India MS persons. They came out of the stigma. They thought how they can contribute to the MS community, and they did a lot of wonders. So let us hear from those videos, and we will get motivated. And let me once again call over Sai Chand to present us the videos of the India MS persons. Over to you, Sai Chand.
Thanks, Gopi. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor for me to be able to host this part of the event. We gathered today not only to celebrate the achievements of individuals who have battled incredible odds, but also to draw inspiration from their journeys. MS has been a word, a condition often portrayed as insurmountable challenge, and has been confronted head-on by some brilliant individuals. These people who haven't let their diagnosis define them, but rather have risen above it, pushing boundaries and making significant contributions to our society. Over the next few minutes, we'll have the privilege of meeting 7 such inspirational figures, the India MS Person of the Year award winners from the past 7 years. Each is a story of resilience, determination, and a deep-seated desire to make a positive impact. Now, without further ado, let's embark on this journey of inspiration as we meet the incredible people who have made their life of jalebis, in the words of our own Shankar sir, so much more sweeter in spite of the curveballs that they were dealt with. First, we have Jyoti Ronge ma'am, a mother, an advocate, and an inspiration to us all. Our MS journey began in 1998 when she received the diagnosis of MS. But for her, this wasn't a roadblock, but rather a detour on her path to greatness. As she herself says, being a mother has helped me a lot. It has been my motive to overcome the challenges of MS. This maternal love transcended her into her work as an adoption consultant and later with the MSSI Pune chapter. She became a champion for the cause, coining themes like SV Care and starting the iconic Human Chain movement in 2009. She actively raised funds, conducted outreach programs, and encouraged fellow MS warriors to find their voice. Jyoti ma'am doesn't believe in limitations. For many years, she has participated in both the Pune and Mumbai international marathons in the wheelchair event. This embodies her message to MS warriors. Be true to yourself. Help others where and when you can, even through your rough patches, so that when you need help, you can and should be able to ask for it without any hesitation. Her dedication has not gone unnoticed. Jyoti ma'am has been the honorary joint secretary of MSSI, nominated for the prestigious Ulfanson Award, and served as the India representative for the MSP committee at MSIF. These are just a few feathers in the cap of a woman who defines strength, empathy, and unwavering spirit. Today, we have the opportunity to hear directly from ma'am herself. Please join me in welcoming the extraordinary Jyoti ma'am, the 2018 India MS Person of the Year. Javed, if we can have the video.
Hello, my young fellow MS warriors. I'm Jyoti Ronge and I'm 62 years old. Now it's time to give my reins into younger hands like you guys. You all are educated, intelligent, take more and more interest in MSSI activities. You know, we all have a group support. So that's why we don't need to depend on anyone to have a support. We all of us there to each other, and we can do so many things. So many of you must have visited Purple Fest festival in Goa. You have seen so many handicapped people doing so many things. Then why can't you and I? Now I'm not boasting, but you have an idea that what I have been doing all my year in 25 years of my life for MSSI. I understand you have so many life responsibilities, family responsibilities to hold on. You have to earn for them. You have to earn for yourself. But take some time out and do something. You know, helping each other is a golden chain. Like I help some person, that doesn't mean that person will help me in return. But somebody else will help me and the golden chain continues. Believe in that and do it. Start doing it. Thank you guys. I see you more and more in MSSI activities. Bye.
Great. Next, I am honored to introduce to you a true beacon of resilience and inspiration, Group Captain Prabal Malkar sir, MS Person of the Year for 2019. Throughout his illustrious career as a retired Indian Air Force test and fighter pilot, Malkar sir has soared through the skies, piloting a myriad of aircraft, including MiGs, Jaguars, Mirages, large transport carriers like Avro and AN-32. His expertise as a qualified flying instructor has shaped the careers of numerous young pilots, leaving an indelible mark on the aviation community. However, life took an unexpected turn in August 98 when he was diagnosed with a progressive form of MS. Despite this, he has never succumbed to despair. Instead, he has embraced his circumstances with remarkable fortitude. He has dedicated himself to living life to the fullest, whether it's through his active involvement with MSSI Delhi chapter or his advocacy for disability rights on platforms such as Rajya Sabha TV. He has consistently demonstrated his unwavering commitment to making a positive impact in the lives of others. His message of acceptance, strength, and positivity serves as a guiding light for both MS warriors and supporters alike. Malkar sir's resilience coupled with unwavering determination to overcome obstacles is a testament to the power of the human spirit. Please join me in acknowledging and celebrating the remarkable achievements of Group Captain Prabal Malkar sir.
Hi folks, I am Group Captain Prabal Malaka, a veteran Indian Air Force test and fighter pilot, and I've been living with primary progressive MS since 1995. At one time, I touched the sky with glory, flying at 2 or 3 times speed of sound at times. However, MS has literally brought me down to the ground, and here I am on my trusted wheelchair. It is my constant companion. To quote, I am from airborne, I am now chairborne. They say an empty mind is the devil's workshop. The devil in our case is MS, and if your mind is empty and not occupied, MS will overtake you. How do I keep myself occupied? Physically, by going to the gym, doing yoga, self-propelling myself, doing swimming, weight training, etc. And mentally by reading books, magazines, seeing movies, going out, eating out, and generally trying to enjoy life to the extent possible. I'm also a passionate traveler, and I firmly believe in the motto, have wheels, will travel. I've traveled extensively abroad and in India. In India, in fact, last year, I visited Hyderabad, Pondicherry, Goa, Jaipur, and Tijara Fort Palace. I had the fantastic opportunity of visiting the beautiful wildlife parks in Kenya, like the Masai Mara, where I saw the amazing migration. All this would not have been possible without the unstinted support of my wife Renuka, who normalized the situation to the extent possible, and as well as my family and friends. MS causes disability, no doubt. It's my job and my mission, in fact, to improve the environment where we, persons with disability, operate. Though the Government of India has laid down acts and rules for making India accessible, the implementation of the ground is tardy. It's only through our input will the authorities be able to improve and fine-tune the system. So I do this at regular intervals by taking up inaccessible areas with the authorities like the Disability Commissioner, Sugambha Bharat App, Civil Aviation, ASAO, etc. While signing off, I would say, enjoy life, live it within the constraints to the extent possible, keep strong, and I'm sure in the near future, a cure for MS will come through. Jai Hind.
Wasn't that inspiring? Now, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the MS Person of the Year 2020, Mr. Pankaj Gupta sir. His journey with MS began in 2015 when he received his diagnosis. Since then, he has become an invaluable member of the MSSI Bangalore chapter. His dedication to raising awareness and supporting the MS community is truly commendable. As a member of TGIS, a group of photographers, he has actively participated in photography exhibitions organized by MSSI to raise funds for the cause. This commitment extends to his role as the Honorary Secretary of the MSSI Bangalore chapter, where he tirelessly supports awareness programs and initiatives, including collaborating with the State Commissioner for Disability on the Awareness Program on Disability Act. Through involvement in fundraising and awareness, his efforts have touched many lives. He conducted a solo exhibition of his photography collection, donating the proceeds to MSSI. In conclusion, his undeterred dedication, advocacy, and passion for making a difference in the lives of those affected by MS exemplify the spirit of the MS Person of the Year award. Please join me in applauding his remarkable contributions and achievements, Mr. Pankaj Gupta sir.
Hi, my name is Pankaj Gupta and I was the India MS Person of the Year 2020. At MSSI, we do a lot of activities primarily around the government and corporate support as to how we can break the schemes which the government has to the MSPs, to the MS persons, through the UDID card or any other schemes which the government might have from time to time, and also work with corporates to see how we can get some more sponsorships, and also advocacy is a major part of what we do, because unfortunately multiple sclerosis is not a very widely known condition, and it is very important for us to educate the general public on what is multiple sclerosis, how to deal with it when the self or the family member is diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So it is very important that we spread the message on what is MS and how we can tackle it, right? So that especially because there is no known cure for MS, it is very important that the community comes together to spread the message and spread the knowledge and be with each other, and that's what primarily MSI stands for. And that's what we do. And we also have several social events which we conduct, some India MS Day, World MS Day, monthly camps which we conduct on a regular basis, where we all get together to share some of our knowledge and experiences and stay with each other and give each other strength. So it is a very a noble cause. So at this point, what I would very strongly encourage the youth of MSSI who are MSPs to help in our cause and do whatever we can to bring in joy to our MSPs. Thank you.
Next, we have ever smiling and chirpy Ms. Anjali Vyas, the MS Person of the Year 2021. Anjali's journey is a remarkable testament to resilience, determination, and unwavering commitment to advocating for persons with disabilities. In 2014, during her final year of engineering, she was diagnosed with MS. Undeterred by the challenges, she embarked on a journey of research and advocacy, reaching out to Prime Minister's Office and Department of Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness and support for the MS community. Anjali's encounter with MSSI proved to be transformative. Inspired by the overwhelming support and participation she witnessed, she became a lifetime member and dedicated herself to making a difference. Leveraging her skills as an English language trainer, Anjali mobilized her students to volunteer for MS Day, sensitizing over 200 GP, that is general practitioners, within a month. Additionally, she organized seminars with medical professionals to further educate about MS, demonstrating her commitment to spreading awareness at every opportunity. Beyond our advocacy efforts, Anjali is also a Javed Abidi Fellow, which is a 3-year immersive leadership development program focused on disability rights and inclusion, with a particular emphasis on policy and practice. Through this fellowship, she delves into and voices issues faced by persons with disabilities at the grassroots level, collaborating with local civil society organizations across India. In conclusion, Anjali's journey exemplifies resilience, adaptability, and steadfast commitment to creating a more inclusive society. A relentless dedication to advocating for persons with disabilities while pursuing a career as a trainer is truly commendable and deserves recognition. Please join me in acknowledging and applauding Anjali Vyas, the MS Person of the Year 2021.
Hi, my name is Anjali Vyas and I was the India MS Person of the Year 2021. I still remember the day when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2014, and it was a very difficult time for me and my family to accept the fact that I have a autoimmune disorder, something which is incurable in nature and whatnot. But instead of cribbing about this challenge of my life, I decided to learn about multiple sclerosis in the right manner. And it was that moment onwards when I also began my journey as a self-advocate of multiple sclerosis. Fortunately, in 2018, when I learned about Multiple Sclerosis Society of India, I joined the local chapter, which is the MS Society of India, Pune, as just a member in 2018. And since then, I think the role of the organization, MS Society of India, and of course, the love, blessings, and support of people at the MSSI helped me pave my own way to fight and advocate for the people with MS in our country. The work that I did by the way of sensitizing general practitioners on multiple sclerosis in Pune, reaching out to educational institutes, holding sensitization awareness programs with different stakeholders, working with the government, and then, of course, entering the larger disability sector. I took every opportunity that came my way to talk about multiple sclerosis, to advocate in the right and better manner each time for my community. In fact, in the year 2021, we also ran an advocacy campaign called Reassess MS. And with the support of the Multiple Sclerosis Society of India, I also started a petition, Am I Counted?, to ask the government to start or have a national registry on multiple sclerosis in India. It wasn't just well received, but soon after, in the year 2022, a national registry on multiple sclerosis was launched by the Indian Council of Medical Research, which was a big win for our MS community. And there was a time in 2021 when I also came across another opportunity, which was a disability fellowship. And through that fellowship, I tried to dive deep into the challenges of people with MS in employment because of the invisible symptoms that they live with. That opportunity as well helped me into my community at both national and international level. But one thing through my experience that I definitely want to share with the youth of our MS community is that time doesn't change things. You change them. Even if any opportunity doesn't knock your door twice, there are many doors and many such opportunities that can change your life, that can change others' life through you. So always believe in yourself, help others, and everything will fall in place. Thank you.
Thanks, Anjali. That was truly inspiring. Next, we have Dr. Ruchi Sethi Gach, MS Person of the Year 2022. Ruchi ma'am is not only a valued member of MSSI Indore, but also an integral part of National Youth Wing's outreach program and core advocacy group. Her personal journey of fighting for her UDID card for 3 years while facing discrimination at every step of the process serves as a testament to her strength and perseverance. Now, she selflessly extends her support to others, guiding them through the application process until they too receive their disability certificates. Her dedication and passion for the MS cause extends far beyond her involvement in various programs and initiatives. She has tirelessly worked towards securing CSR funds, skill council opportunities, and UDID cards for MS patients, advocating for their rights and accessibility. Looking ahead, our future endeavors include enrolling MS individuals in the Swalamban schemes, furthering our mission to provide essential support and resources to those in need. In recognition of her outstanding contributions, advocacy, and unwavering spirit, let us acknowledge and celebrate Ruchi ma'am, MS Person of the Year 2022.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Ruchi Sethi Gach, India MS Person for the year 2021-22. As a member of MSSI Indore and National Youth Outreach Program and active member of Core Advocacy Group, I took up key issues while I was working, like sensitizing healthcare professionals and common people about multiple sclerosis, raising awareness and working with empathy with my fellow MS persons, understanding their plights and helping them to cope up with everyday challenges they were facing was my everyday venture. I applied for procurement of CSR funds while I was working and actively worked with skill council personnel, helped other MSPs to apply for their UDID cards. I also enrolled MSPs in Giftable for free training in IT and banking sectors. In the end, I encourage all my MS friends to take good care of themselves, go for regular checkups and take your medicines on time is a key to manage your MS. In spite of having MS, I'm working and I also encourage others to stay positive, follow a healthy routine, do moderate exercises after consulting your doctor. Take good care of yourself. your health. Think positive. Don't forget, we all MS persons are warriors. We all will defeat multiple sclerosis. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for those uplifting words. Next, it is with great honor and admiration that I introduce Jaya Mathur, the India MS Person of the Year 2020. Experience and currently making invaluable contributions at Amazon Web Services. Despite being diagnosed with MS in August 2020, Jaya has emerged as a beacon of resilience and advocacy within the MS community. For the past 2 years, Jaya has dedicated her time and expertise as the Joint Secretary of the MSSI Bangalore chapter, channeling her passion into meaningful action for those affected by MS. Our unwavering commitment for raising awareness about MS is evident in our tireless efforts to educate and support individuals within the community. Furthermore, Jaya's collaboration with Mr. Ram on a project to include MS in the purview of health insurance in India is a testament to our proactive approach in addressing critical issues affecting MS patients. Our dedication to changing the insurance landscape and empowering MS patients highlights our unwavering determination to make a positive impact. Jaya has not only raised significant funds from corporate entities, but is also tirelessly working to create a more inclusive and supportive environment for everyone affected by MS. Today, as we gather to celebrate Jaya's remarkable journey, let us learn from her resilience and unwavering spirit. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Jaya Elizabeth Matthew as we applaud her exceptional achievements and continue to be inspired by her journey.
Hi all, my name is Jaya Matthew and I'm a person with MS based out of Bangalore. I joined MSSI in 2020 post my diagnosis, and I'm super glad that I now have the opportunity to serve as the Joint Secretary of the MSSI Bangalore chapter. And I'm all the more elated that MSSI found me worthy of the title, the India MS Person of the Year 2023, a title that I hold in absolutely great regard. And I can tell you with my hand on my heart today that in fact MSSI has made my MS journey a lot more purposeful. And I say this because it's given me a very strong platform to fight for causes that really matter to me. Causes such as building awareness of MS as a condition, and also trying to see how we can bring MS into the purview of health insurance in our country. And with some great support from the National Youth Wing, my Bangalore team, and MSSI at large, I've been able to embark on a few initiatives over the last few months, and the outcomes have been pretty satisfying. One, we've been able to put together a very strong audio, visual, and deck that captures the message of what MS is, what MSSI does, and the challenges that we face. And this is a tool that's really helping us to create impact at large, not just in terms of building awareness, but also in terms of fundraising. Talking about fundraising, I've had the good opportunity to work closely with my organization, who has now opened doors to financially support us for a very key project back here in Bangalore. And finally, the insurance project, which is very close to my heart. Much has been done, much is yet to be done. But I believe with the structure that we've put in place, we should be able to push the accelerator as we go along to try and see how we can get a financial risk cover in place for every person with MS. The only message I want to leave behind to all the young youth who's joining the National Youth Wing and MSSI at large is, it's not always the load that you carry that breaks you down. It's the way you carry it. So stay positive. Don't let anybody silence your voice. Speak up and speak up for causes that matter to you, and use every opportunity and platform that comes your way. All the very best to you, and all the very best to my successor, the India MS Person of the Year 2024. Thank you.
Thank Jaya. That was graceful as always. Last but not the least, we have Mr. Anil Borkar sir, who is receiving the baton from Jaya as the MS Person of the Year for 2024. Anil Borkar sir, a native of Nagpur, has overcome immense adversity throughout his life. Having lost his parents at an early age, Anil sir's resilience and determination were evident from a young age. In 97, shortly after his marriage, he was diagnosed with MS, marking the beginning of a challenging journey filled with courage and perseverance. He embarked on a career path, working tirelessly for 3 years in a job while managing his MS condition. However, driven by his entrepreneurial spirit and desire for independence, he made the bold decision to leave his job and start his own business. His journey is marked by his remarkable resilience and determination, despite the difficulties posed by his MS condition. With 90% vision impairment, he travels all over India with unparalleled determination. His positive attitude and unwavering optimism serves as a guiding light, inspiring others to persevere in the face of adversity. Anil sir's dedication extends beyond his personal journey. He is a fervent advocate for the MS community. He tirelessly works towards securing inclusion of MS for railway concessions, advocating for the rights and accessibilities of individuals with MS. Furthermore, his passion for raising awareness and funds for MS causes shines through his efforts to organize charity musical events. His love for singing, coupled with his desire to make a difference, exemplifies his selfless dedication to support the MS community. Today, as we honor Anil sir as the MS Person of the Year 2024, let us celebrate his achievements and draw inspiration and continue to make a difference. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Anil Borkar sir.
Hello everyone, I am Anil Borkar, Secretary of MSSI Indore chapter. First of all, I would like thank to MSSI jury who awarded me a graceful award MS Person of the Year 2024. Being a secretary, I am working towards betterment of MS patients and their families. I have been organizing various musical charity shows for fundraising, also create awareness of multiple sclerosis in the society. These events help the MS patients and their families to connect with each others. These events also help the patients to leave their worries and enjoy the moment. The fund raised by these shows are only used for helping the MS patients. Apart from these shows, I try to connect with MS patients and their families to encourage them to think positive. My mission 2024 is create awareness and fight for rights of UDID card, disability card, and also concession in railways for the MS patients. I would request to our youth to come forward to spread awareness and fight against multiple sclerosis in the society. My message to all the patients to stop overthinking about your illness and start thinking about your wellness. Thank you. Be positive and enjoy every moment in your life.
I would like to thank each of these 7 amazing individuals for taking their time out to make these videos and record these uplifting messages for all of us MS persons to take back, reflect, and hopefully be inspired to start or continue our own great journeys. Back to Gopi for the next event.
Thank you, Sai, for briefing us about the India MS persons and their achievements. It was really a treat to all of us to hear their journey and the difficult times they faced during their MS journey. It was really wonderful to listen to those people, which will really take us to the next positive thing. We will all rock together. As Sankar sir said, we have to join hands together to fight this MS jointly. Now it's time for announcing the lucky persons who are attending this live webinar. Now it's time to have the lucky draw. So that let's see who are all the lucky persons today. And I invite Dimple to do the lucky draw part. Dimple, please take over.
Hello everyone, a very good afternoon. Oh, sorry, good evening. I'm sorry for my background music and lots of noise. So the lucky winners are, please note down. The first name is Bharti Kankama. Congratulations, Bharti Kankama. And the second name is Ketki Patil. Congratulations, Ketki Patil. Guys, did you note down the names?
Bharti and Katie, please put your numbers on the chat group.
Congratulations to the winner.
Congratulations.
Over to you, Gopi. Thank you so much, guys, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Dimple. Congratulations to all the winners. What a lovely evening we had today. It was so informative and very interesting too. The people living with MS need not be so depressed always, because there is another portion which is always waiting for us. So keep yourself very, very active. I think this webinar is really eye-opener to many of the MS persons, that they can achieve a lot with this MS. We can do a lot of things. Actually, this MS makes us more stronger, right? And let me take the opportunity to do the vote of thanks for this live webinar. It's such an honor for me to get the opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks. Firstly, I thank the vibrant audience who showed interest for this webinar and cheering all of us. I extend my gratitude to our speaker, Mr. Shankar Subramanian, who has taken his time amidst his busy schedule to grace this occasion. Thank you for inspiring and motivating all of our MS persons. I also extend a great thanks to him, because he highlighted the power of the youth in the youth, because MS is mainly affecting the youth people, and we youth should not feel bad or get depressed with this MS, because all these MS stars who were presented, the India MS person, they did a lot of wonders, and tomorrow you can also do that and be the next India MS person for the other consecutive years. So I also extend my thanks to all the MS persons for sharing their successful journey with MS and making this day very special to all of us. A special mention to our MSSI head office for being the catalyst that stimulated the National Youth Wing to do the best and standing with us as pillars of strength. It's a great sense of appreciation. We thank for their untiring efforts in backing this team to successfully organize the series of online webinars to our fellow MSPs. Finally, I would like to thank the National Youth Wing team, particularly Pooja, Dimple, Payal Amarnath, Merlin, Sai Chand, and Dr. Gopi, who worked behind the scenes to make the event happen in a seamless way. and making it a grand success. And we also expect everyone to give their warm support to the next upcoming webinars, which will give you many useful insights about the various information that is necessary for the MS persons. Again, thank you one and all for joining with us today and making this day a grand success. Thank you.